Warm welcome, my dear students of this academy. Chapter 10, Walls Tell Stories. Okay, Walls Tell Story. You already know that, students. I have already explained this chapter completely. Okay, thoroughly also. You can see question number 1. Why were bastions made in the fort wall? So, bastions were made the fort wall to ensure security of the fort. Again, bastions were made the fort wall to ensure security of the fort. Okay, why were big holes made in them? So big holes were made in them to increases the viewing area, and the soldiers peeping through it could have a better vigilance. Okay, so what difference would be there if you were to look from a straight flat wall or a bastion at a height? How would the soldiers find peeping from the holes in the bastions useful while attacking? So answer is bastions are made in such a manner that soldiers can peep through its holes safely and can have a better vantage point, which is not possible in case of a straight flat wall. Think and discuss how would the fountains have worked. Fountains would have run through the water supplied by large tanks. Next one is question number 5. What arrangements would have been made in the building for air and light? So answer is large windows, doors and ventilators would have been made for air and light. Question number 6. Look carefully at the picture of the beautiful carving on the wall. What kind of tools would have been used for such fine carving? So chisel and hammer made up of iron would have been used for such fine carving. Look carefully at the picture of the beautiful carving on the wall. What kind of tools would have been used for such fine carving? So chisel and hammer made of iron would have been used for such fine carving. So, we still do not have any electricity at many places in our country. Even at places which do have electricity, imagine what would happen if there was no electricity for 1 week. So, what are the things that would be difficult to manage without it? So, the answer is if there is no electricity in our city, there would be great scarcity of water. We would not able to use TV, computers, etc. Even the mobile phone would not work in offices, etc. Cannot be possible either. In other words, life will come to a standstill. Again, I am saying this type of answer. If there is no electricity in our city, there would be great scarcity of water. We would not able to use TV, computers, etc. Even the mobile phone would not work in offices, etc. Cannot be possible either. Okay, either you can say. In other words, life will come to a standstill. Okay, now where is east west? So at the place you are, where does the sun rise? Where does it set? Where you are standing? Find out what all is there to your east, what all is there to your west. Also find out what places are to your north and south. So sun arises in the east and sets in the west. Right now I am standing in my classroom, and from here the main gate of the school is in east and playground is in west. In north there are other classrooms, and in the south there is the administrative block. Okay, you can write this answer by yourself. Okay, let's see, tell and write. Look carefully at the map of Golconda. On the map, arrows show all the 4 directions. If you are peeping inside from Bodhi Davaja, in which direction from you is Kotara House? If someone is entering from Banjara Darwaja, in which direction from her in Katora House? Okay. So, in which direction will you walk from Bala Izar to reach Moti Mahal? How many gates can you see on the outer walls of the fort? Count how many palaces, okay, are there in the fort. What arrangement for water can you see inside the fort? For example, wells, tanks, step wells. Now first answer is Katora is in north of Bodli Darwaja. Second answer is in west direction. Third one, if we walk in the east of Balaisar, we will reach Moti Mahal. Next one, there are 9 gates on the outer walls of the fort. Next one, there are 3 palaces in the fort. And last one, for water, 5 valleys and 3 halls have been made. You can see question number 11. On the map, 1 centimeter distance is equal to a distance of 110 meters on the ground. Now tell on the map the distance between Balaisar and Fateh Darwaja is dash centimeter on the ground, and the distance between the two would be dash meter. How far is Makkah Darwaja from Fateh Darwaja? Okay, so distance between Balaisar and Fateh Darwaja will be 880 meters, and Makkah Darwaja is about 1000 meters far from Fateh Darwaja. Okay, discuss question number 12. Have you recently read or heard? These are read because have you. Okay, have you recently read or heard about any country attacking or going to war with another country? So I recently heard Russia attacking Ukraine. Okay, so next question, find out what was the reason for this war. So Russia wanted to stop Ukraine to joining the NATO organization, NATO, right? Yes, I have already explained NATO. What is the NATO? Okay. Now you can see the next question, what kind of weapons were used in this war? So in this war, many sophisticated fighters, planes, tanks, helicopters, machine guns, explosives, etc. were used. Okay, what kind of destructions was caused because of this? So there was a huge loss of life and property. Many people were killed and a large number of buildings, etc. were ruined. Okay. So question number 16, the big gun that Sridhar saw was made of bronze. So have you seen anything made of bronze? What? Tribal people have been using bronze to make many things since thousands of years, and one wonders have they took out copper and tin from the deep mines, melted these metals and turned them into beautiful things. So answer is yes, I have seen idols, metals, cannon and decorative goods made up of bronze. Question number 17, find out from your elders about some of the things made from bronze that were or are still used in your house. So from its color, to try to identify which one of them is made from copper, which from brass and which from bronze. Okay, so let's discuss this answer. There are many idols and decorative goods which are still used in our house. Goods made up, goods, not a good, okay? Goods means, yes, made up of copper are of reddish brown in color. Brass goods are yellow, while those made up of bronze are shiny gray black in color. I have already explained all things, okay? So arrangements for water. Question number 18, the picture shown here is made after seeing a very old painting of those times. Can you think why bullocks have been used here? So bullocks are used to uplift the water. You can see the next question. Question number 14. What kind of weapons were used in this war? So here in this war, many sophisticated fighter planes, tanks, helicopter, machine guns, explosive, etc. were used. Next question, you can see question number 19. Use your hand movement to show in which direction the drum attached to the rod moves when the bullocks move. So the drum will move in anti-clock direction. In which direction would the toothed wheel move? So it will move in clockwise direction. It will move in clockwise direction. Now imagine how would this garland of pots lift water from the well. So the bullocks move the drum, which in turn moves the toothed wheel. From this wheel, garland wheel is connected through a rod. So as the toothed wheel moves, it rotates the garland wheel, and thus water is lifted from the well. From the well, okay? Here written wrong. From the well. Do you now get some idea? Do you now know? Do you know? Do you know, get some idea about how the tanks could have been filled by lifting water from the wells? Okay, no, okay, NOW, okay. Do you know, get some idea about how the tanks could have been filled by lifting water from the wells. So yes, the tanks could have been filled up by lifting water from the wells using this technique. Okay, question number 23. Where else have you seen such wheels attached to each other? For example, in the gear of a cycle or somewhere else. So let's discuss this answer. Now here the answer. Besides cycles, I have seen such attached wheel in old mechanical watches, clocks, sewing machine, okay, generators, and in heavy machines. So question number 24. Look around to find out how water is pumped up from the ground to higher places. So these days water is pumped up using boring machines, windmill, etc. Somewhere, especially in villages, traditional method like using bullocks are also used. So question number 25. How is water pumped up using electricity? How is water lifted without electricity? The electric machines absorb underground water through tube well pumps it up. Without electricity, water can be lifted using buckets and ropes, windmill, and also using blocks. So let's see the question number 6. Close your eyes and go back in time. Question number 26. What is the Sultan doing in the palace? What kind of clothes is he wearing? And what dishes are being offered to him? But why does he seem so worried? And in what language is he talking? Let's see the answer. Sultan is in a meeting with his ministers. He has worn an elegant dress and many jewels. Many types of sweets, drinks, and Mughlai food are being offered to him, but he seems worried due to the invasion of enemies on the fort. He is talking in Persian. Okay, so let's see question number 27. Imagine the rooms in the palace, the beautiful carpets and curtains, the fountains on the terrace, and the sweet smell of the roses and chameli. So, where is this coming from? So, the palace is looking grand, and the rooms are decorated by beautiful carpets and curtains. Fountains are running on the terrace. Sweet smell of roses and chameli are coming from the garden. Got it? Question number 28 is there. What are the different kinds of factories? You can see how can people are working there, what are they doing, what are they wearing, how long do you think they work. So answer is I can see the factories of clothes, utensils, idols, decorative goods and arms. On an average 20 people are working there and they are preparing the goods. Okay, they are preparing the goods and have worn tight clothes. I think they would work from early mornings to late in the evenings. Question number 29. Look there, see how finally those craftsmen are carving the stones using a chisel and hammer. So can you see the stone dust in the air? Do you think this stone dust would harm them in some way? Okay, chisel and hammer. You can see. The answer is no, this stone dust would not be causing any harm to them as they have wrapped a cloth around their nose and mouth. What kinds of pots have you seen around you? So I have seen pots made of steel, iron, brass, glass, fiber, aluminium and plastics. Try to find out from your grandparents about the other kinds of pots and pans they used in their time. So in the time of our grandparents, pots and pans made up of brass, clay, iron and copper were used. Have you ever been to some museum or heard about it? What all things are there in a museum? So yes, once I visited a museum, antiquities of historical importance are kept in a museum. Let's see the next question. Is there any old building or monument near your house which people come to see? If yes, name it. So yes, there is a tomb near my house. Many people come to see it. Question number 34. Have you ever gone to see an old monument? Which was that? And did you feel it told you a story? What could you know about those times from it? So yes, once I went to Agra to see Taj Mahal. I felt as if it was telling the story of its times. We could know about the culture, art, sculpture, etc. of the times from it. How old was it? How did you know? So it was about 350 years old. I came to know from my history book, though it was also mentioned on the inscription over there. What was it made of? It was made up of marbles. You can see the next one. What color was it? It is of white color. Were there any special kind of design on the old building? Draw them in your notebook. So students are directed to draw a design that they show on the wall of Taj Mahal. Okay, who used to live there in the olden days? Nobody used to live there. What kinds of activities took place there? So Taj Mahal is a tomb where graves of Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan and his wife Mumtaz Mahal are buried. Okay, do some people still live there? So no. Okay, let me finish this one. What kinds of work are people doing? So people are seeing fixing bricks, carrying goods or water, etc. for constructions. How many men and women are working? So 36 men and 4 women are working. See how they are taking the used pillar up along the slope. Is it easier to lift a heavy thing straight up or along a slope? It is easier to lift a heavy things along a slope. Were you able to see the men carrying water in the masak leather like bag? Okay, yes. Okay, question number 46. Sangeeta thinks it is useless to keep old things in a museum. How would you convince her that it is important to have a museum? Okay, so this one is the last part. From the antiques kept in museum, we came to know about our culture and heritage. It helps us to know about our culture, art and literature, science and technology, etc. And we can learn a lot of these. So it is very important to have a museum, that is necessary. Okay. So why do you think the chapter is named Walls Tell Story? It is because every structure is a witness of their art, culture, science and technology. Okay, and thus appears to tell the stories of that time. Okay, so you can revise this question answer completely and also mention it in your book. Okay, not in notebook, completely in your book. Okay, so thank you for everyone.